Okay, so the Isle's new Parasaurolophus is totally inspired by Carnivores Desperation's Dinosaurs, right? Right? Is it just me? Hello everyone, this is Saurian Target welcoming you back to our third update video on PivotNaza's exciting Carnivores fan project, which aims to rebuild a Carnivores game in an entirely new engine for a ton of additional features and brand new content. There has been a ton of new additions to the game since our last update video, and most of them are brand new dinosaurs, and I can't wait to show them off to you guys here. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so the first bit of news we need to address is that this Carnivores fan project has a new title. Pivot had originally titled it Carnivores World, as we showcased in the last update video, but he has since chosen a new name for the project, Carnivores Corporation. It's a very interesting name change that might be hinting at a few subtle elements in the game. The corporation name feels like an obvious nod to the Dino Hunt Corporation, but we also know that poachers are going to play a much more substantial role than they ever have before in Carnivores. So maybe it's also hinting at another, even more sinister corporation, or perhaps some sort of conflict, or even a merger between the two. I don't know, it's a very unique and unorthodox subtitle for a game whose new style is pretty unorthodox and unique itself. So I find it very fitting in this case. Personally, I think I prefer Carnivores World as a title. It feels more grand and expansive in my opinion, but Carnivores Corporation is growing on me, and I feel it will best fit what Pivot has in mind for his specific interpretation of carnivores. Now, onto the new dinosaurs, and boy do we have some new dinosaurs to show off today. So first and foremost, we have Triceratops' smaller and more divisive cousin, the Chasmosaurus, and holy crap, it actually looks like a proper Carnivores Chasmosaurus. And, as you guys probably guessed, I love it. Perfectly inspired by Burian's own depiction, Pivot's Chasmosaurus has everything the Carnivores 2 Chasmosaurus should have had. That wicked, gnarly head frill, the thinner body build, the scooted back armor running down the tail, everything needed to help differentiate it from Triceratops while still homaging Burian's work. And this version even has the colors of the Carnivores 2 Chasmosaurus blended in there as well, which is a really nice nod. This Chasmosaurus looks great. It's a perfect blend of what we got versus what we should have gotten, and I already like it better than the Chasmosaurus from Carnivores 2. It's just so great that so many talented people are giving some credit to a dinosaur whose name had been so tainted over the past few years. Next, we have the newest dinosaur unveiled for Carnivores Corporation, the monstrous Ceratosaurus. And man, does this Ceratosaurus look good. The Carnivores 2 Ceratosaurus' coloration and texture seem to be a favorite among the Carnivores community, and seeing it replicated here on a new model is super exciting. Plus, it's even got some proper spines running down the back, something I feel the Ceratosaurus was always meant to have, given the in-game texture and just generalized depictions of the dinosaur in other media, but never had in the original games. But seeing those spines here just adds that extra layer to the dinosaur's design and character that I really appreciate. Plus, it's got that classic nose horn, all crooked and hooked and overly exaggerated in all the right ways. Perfect for flipping over defensive Ankylosauruses or ramming and impaling sauropods at full speed. What seems a little odd about the Ceratosaurus is the texture of its horns and its toes. They seem to be very metallic, like they've been dipped in liquid metal or something. I don't know, maybe it's just the lighting, but that's really the only thing that seems off about it to me. Otherwise, this thing looks incredible. Next up, we've got a dinosaur that we've been teased with for years, but have yet to see make an appearance in an official Carnivores game. The next logical dinosaur to add to the games, in my opinion, the one fans want to see the most, the one, the only, Dilophosaurus. The Dilophosaurus looks very rough and ragged, of course sporting the iconic double crests and some really jagged spines running down the neck. It's physical features like this that really help Dilophosaurus stand out from the other small carnivores, and its mottled green and brown camouflage pattern really help it feel like a natural part of the world. I imagine Dilophosaurus was a tricky dinosaur to tackle for Pivot. Dilophosaurus is one of, if not the, most anticipated new dinosaurs to add to the official Carnivores games, and making such an iconic dinosaur look not only unique to fit the Carnivores Corporation style, but like it belongs on planet FMMEV32 with no action forms references to go on, must have been a daunting prospect, but I think Pivot handled it excellently. Our next dinosaur reveals the return of a classic, the only ambient dinosaur from the original games, the fleet-footed Gallimimus. Now, Gallimimus is not a new dinosaur to the Carnivore series, and if you're a seasoned veteran on Dino Hunt Corp property, you'll instantly recognize that classic design and color scheme brought back for Corporation. I think the Gallimimus is planned for an early tier huntable dinosaur, which will be a really unique dynamic to help differentiate it from its original Carnivore's role. Something very interesting to note is that this Gallimimus has sharp, chisel-like teeth, which gives it a kind of creepy appearance, which fits the Corporation's style very well. One important distinction about the herbivores of Planet F MMEV32 is visible grinding teeth prominently displayed on the sides of their jaws, and seeing the omnivorous Gallimimus boast a beak filled with thin teeth helps make it unique and identifies what it eats. In stereotypical ornithomimid fashion, I would assume this Gallimimus eats only one thing: eggs. The next dinosaur is one that has a rich history with the Carnivores franchise, being the first fan-made model for the series and the last official animal added to the mobile ports, the Iguanodon. The Iguanodon for Carnivores Corporation hasn't been featured all that much since its initial reveal. Perhaps it's still being tweaked or worked on, or maybe it was just meant to be a test dinosaur. I mean, it's pretty clearly just an edited Parasaurolophus model, which is totally fine. Pivot himself has said that a few of the dinosaurs will share rigs and animations, and it's a bit unreasonable to assume that he'd have to make entirely new models with new rigs and animations for every single dinosaur in the game. I mean, yeesh, that would drive me crazy. Carnivores has been reusing rigs and animations for years now, and there are plenty of other elements that can be added to help individual dinosaurs stand out as characters. But I'm not too sure how influential this Iguanodon is going to be in Carnivores Corporation. If memory serves, I think it's meant to be a hostile ambient dinosaur, which is a nice nod to its debut role in Carnivore's Dinosaur Hunter, way back when it was just a dangerous ambient animal, marked by question marks on the map. But whatever the case, the Iguanodon is a nice addition here. Perhaps could use with a little more editing on the skin to make it more unique and stand out from the Parasaurolophus, or maybe it's already been edited and we haven't even seen it yet. But regardless, I'm sure it will be a worthwhile addition to the world. Rounding out our classic trio of ambient animals is the Beast, the OG, the sometimes carnivorous Moschops. It's hard to think of ambient animals and carnivores without the good old Moschops coming to mind, and seeing this big boy return for Corporation with Pivot's stylized design is really exciting. Corporation's Moschops is a really nice fusion of the original with a more anatomically up-to-date build, which is a nice way to make this Moschop stand out. It stands a little taller with a longer tail, longer legs, and a smaller head. I think the Moschop is planned to be a passive ambient animal, just like the good old days, which means its role won't be too dramatic or anything, but that is totally fine. I mean, you can't have a Carnivores game without Moschops. And now I've saved what I think you guys will find the most exciting for last. One of the biggest and most iconic predatory dinosaurs in history. Carnivores Corporation presents the Spinosaurus. And look everyone, it's big! Hooray! Is everyone happy now? Are we good? Good. So the Spinosaurus, I'm sure, is a super predator in Corporation. It's listed as one of the last animals on the huntable roster, followed by the Ceratosaurus and T-Rex, of course, which means it's probably going to be really tough to kill. And I say, bring it on. I don't mind a big Spinosaurus and carnivores as long as it's A, not a retcon, and B, properly implemented to, make sense. And I think Pivot's gonna knock it out of the park with this one. It's so gruesome and crocodile-like, with a really nice blend of iconic Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus, Carnivores 2 Spinosaurus, and a more up-to-date reconstruction, particularly with the sail shape. I mean, that thing is massive. I think Pivot's gonna make a lot of people really happy with this Spinosaurus. It hits all the right notes people want out of Spinosaurus these days, and it's original, and I think is easily going to be a fan favorite out of Carnivores Corporation. There have also been a few minor touches created by Pivot to amp up the hype surrounding Carnivores Corporation. A few of the dinosaurs have gotten some alternate skins, which we've seen before in the Parasaurolophus and Pachycephalosaurus, but these are brand new and really cool. Now, I'm not too sure how many of these are legitimately going to be in the game, and how many of them are just for fun, but I still wanted to show them off to you guys here. The Spinosaurus has gotten a couple of really cool textures, one going for a darker, battle-worn look with lots of deep grays and reds to make it look really menacing, and another alternate skin that goes for more of a fearsome yet majestic feel, kinda like the ocean, and perhaps is a nod to Spinosaurus' amphibious lifestyle. These new Spinosaurus skins are really freaking cool. I'm not sure how Pivot plans to incorporate these alternate skins or if he's even going to use them at all, but either way, I totally dig them. Especially that second Spinosaurus, it looks like the personification of some oceanic abyss. It's so good. The Velociraptor also has a pretty recognizable alternate skin, obviously copying Blue's colors and patterning from Jurassic World. I'm pretty sure this one is just for fun, but hey, Blue's skin looks really good on the Corporation Velociraptor. The Pachycephalosaurus has undergone yet another reskin, and I'm pretty sure this one is for the official use in the game. Instead of going for the bright blue head it originally had, the Pachy now has a darker, burnt red coloration, which looks a little more natural for sure, but I'm gonna miss that blue head. So long, little blue head, you will be missed. Seriously though, these alternate skins look great, and even if only one of these is for actual use in the game, it's great to know that DLC variations might be a thing later on down the road. So there you go guys, our third update video for Carnivores Corporation. Man, I remember when I just saw these models on Twitter and thought, these are really cool. I wonder what this guy plans on doing with them. And now here we are, 3 update videos later with a ton of progress and cool news covered. I'm still super excited for Carnivores Corporation, and I hope you guys are too. And I really hope Pivot keeps working on this project as long as he has a passion for it, because I think it's exactly the dose of fresh blood the Carnivores community needs. The Steam port is obviously what we're craving, especially now that we have confirmation that it's not dead. But that will be familiar. This will be new, it'll be different, and I think that's exactly what we need and what will make it so great. The Carnivores community is full of extraordinarily talented and passionate people, and Pivot is right up there as one of the greats. Keep up the great work, my dude. This project will always have my full support. And guys, as always, all of the images and videos you saw in this video are Pivot's, so if you want to go check out the originals and show him some true fan support, there are links in the description to Pivot's YouTube channel, Twitter and DeviantArt pages, and anywhere else you can find him. And be sure to let me know which of these new dinosaurs or which element of Carnivores Corporation you guys are the most excited about. I'm willing to bet it's that Spinosaurus, but I've been wrong before, so be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. Also guys, here's a fantastic bit of fresh content for you. Poerex, Raptor Claw, and I all collaborated on a carnivore-styled version of that steamed hams meme, and it's probably the greatest thing to ever come out of this community. Poerex came up with the idea and asked if I wanted to be on board, and after I read the script, there was no way I could turn that down. It is so good, it turned out so well, and I'll leave a link to the description of that video if you want to check it out. I highly recommend it, and not just because I'm in it. I mean, that is cool too though. Look Mom, I'm internet famous now! Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. This community is still so much fun to be a part of because I get to make awesome videos like this, showing off the hard work you guys pour into your passions. And as long as you guys keep watching this content, I will for sure keep making it. You guys are all truly the best, and I will see you guys next time.